All right, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Alright everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hey Drilly Press, welcome back. So yeah, as you can tell, we're going to be playing some Adventure Island. I am going to be attempting, and I say attempting, to run through the first 3 Adventure Island games. Technically the only 3 in North America, but there was a 4th game released only in Japan. Which we're going to have to tackle eventually, but it's kind of like a non-linear action-adventure game. So we'll try to put some time into that in the future, and I'll probably end up doing a dedicated live stream of it. And unless it's relatively short, then I'll do a Let's Play. But yeah, the focus here tonight is on the first 3 Adventure Island games, and I'm actually kind of rusty at these. I did do a tiny bit of practice this morning on the first one here, but parts 2 and parts 3 I haven't played in anywhere from several months to up to a year. So, you know, we're gonna see how this goes. You know, we'll cross your fingers for me, and you know, let's hope for some decent runs here. But yeah, these are really awesome games. I really love these games, especially the first one. And the first one was actually sort of inspired by fellow streamer Solid Nate, who is actually there in the chat. Hey, what's up, Nate? And he basically tried tackling this game for the very first time, starting probably about a month ago, and over the last month or so I've been watching him attempt to beat this game for the first time, and it was an exciting run, and it kind of got me motivated to try to play the game again, at least do a run. You know, it's nice to fire up games you're familiar with at least once every now and then, especially difficult games like Ninja Gaiden and Battletoads and some of the Castlevanias and stuff like that. So I think it's, you know, it's due time for another attempted run of the first Adventure Island. But yeah, I've also linked to Nate's channel. If you guys like streamers, please go check him out. He streams way more often than I do, almost on a daily basis these days, it seems. So if you want to watch some old school gameplay, especially someone that's trying to learn games, whereas like I show you guys streams and videos of already knowing the game, Nate kind of shows you the process of building up to that point. He basically will fire up a game blind, and over the next, you know, couple days or weeks or whatever, depending on if he gets the bug or not, you know, he'll do multiple streams on the same game. You'll see his progress as he does it. He just posted a really fun video, actually, showing his progress. I can't do that because I show you guys basically the end product. I do all my practice on Twitch, and I don't really archive those streams, so but yeah, good stuff. So thanks, Nate, for the motivation to play this again. And let's see who else is in here. Hey, KWK Box, how you doing, man? And Timu, welcome back, guys. And Andy, welcome, Andy. And we got a Taboo to, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but welcome. You will destroy these games for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm rusty. So, you know, I play so many games that, like, you know, I can learn difficult games like this and finish them, but it doesn't mean I'm still going to be good at them, like, a year out, you know, a year later. So that's I try to be humble about having completed these, because I play so many different games. Oh man, you play so many different games, they all have different, like, techniques and control setups and, hell, controllers when you're swapping between consoles, and it takes a little while to go back and adjust to some of these games. So yeah. Hey, Nate Riddle. Thank you, thank you. Silent Nate has set the bar in this one. What's going on, DJ Ridden? Just in time, working on a segmented, unarmored, no damage, no boss weapon speedrun through X4 through X6. Done with X4, working on X5. Just got done with Izzy Glow and the stream starts. Now I'll relax. That sounds like work, Timo. That sounds like a lot of work, but good luck with that. Hey, Timothy! Welcome back, dude. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the old usual, like, super chat mentions and Patreon macro mentions and sponsor mentions and stuff like that. So, as usual, guys, thank you guys for your continued direct patronage. Everyone, Patreon backers, super chatters, sponsors, and whatnot. So thank you guys for your continued support. No new Patreon backers over the last, I guess, couple of weeks, actually about a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. But thanks to everyone that's continuing to support this show through Patreon. I did actually post next week's how I make my videos video, sort of like a behind-the-scenes video on how I create my content here. So Patreon backers, if you missed that, feel free to check that out. Also on Patreon, I've got another post looking for some more questions for basically a part 2 of the question and answer session. So Patreon backers, be sure to check that if you'd like to participate in that. And as usual, thanks to the super chatters. These are the super chatters from the last 30 days, so thank you guys. We actually had some extremely generous individuals on last week's stream and got a ton of super chat comments. So I'm just going to sit here and read these off. So Harold says, this should cover more than enough Steel Reserve. So he tossed me about $5, which actually ended up buying me Steel Reserve tonight, Harold, if you're out there watching or lurking. Timu basically said, I came here to give you this. You've provided a lot of quality entertainment, dude. Keep up the good work. And then he did a second super chat later on in the night when Kent was doing a lot of super chats and saying, not to be outdone. So thank you, Timu. Your donations last week were extremely, extremely generous. And Jeff says, I ain't rich, but I want a show to appreciate. So thank you, Jeff. Much appreciated, dude. And then an old high school buddy of mine, Kent, came by the stream, and he doesn't really ever tune in live, so it was kind of awesome for him to come in and hang out for a while. And he did 3 different super chats, like testing the system. And we were playing Eternal Ring last week, by the way, and he says, please cast Magic Missile to attack the darkness. And we were on a really dark portion of the game at that time. And then he started experimenting with the super chat tiers, and he says, so $2 is the minimum for a super chat to include text. I didn't know that. I thought, like, any super chat would give text, but apparently not. So, remember, guys, if you guys shoot me a message when you super chat, I read them off on the next stream. I love reading these. It's always fun. So, and it looks like to do that, it's $2. That's crazy. I had no idea. And then he did another one. He says, oh, hey, $5 and the message length bumps up from 50 characters to 150 characters. I had no idea about that either. So that's pretty crazy. So thank you guys. You guys made that stream especially special. And of course, we're going to thank the live stream sponsors as well. That's basically the equivalent of like Twitch subscriptions for those of you guys familiar with that. So thank you guys. And that's just a reminder of the custom emote you guys can use in my stream. So those are the commands. Just type : and then gameplay, and then all those should pop up on your screen. You can just click on which one you want. I need to go through and replace the Holy Water one. I got to figure out one that's going to be used a little more often. You guys seem to like the Hammer Time and the GG. And the Doom guy I'm just going to leave because I missed Twitch taking that emote away. So, but alright. That took a while, so let's go ahead and play some Adventure Island. Ugh. He's here for the meltdown. Just taboo is fine. Pronounced like taboo. Taboo. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. You've been following me for a while. Yeah, that Batman Let's Play was a long time ago. So, hey, thanks. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Okay. Hold on. I just got something. Oh, nice. John Donnelly posted on my Quake live stream, said, no problem. By the way, this video got me to actually install and use Quake Spasm. And do a nightmare run myself. Nice. Very nice. See, I love it when I play games and it gets you guys motivated to go check them out. Especially when it's stuff like Doom and Quake. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. Sorry, I've got an obligatory monster to crack open as well. There we go. That's more like it. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so I've actually done Let's Plays on each of these 3 games that we're going to play tonight. And some of them were good runs, like Adventure Island 3. And Adventure Island 1 was actually a decent run on my Let's Play. Adventure Island 2 was kind of a crappy run in my Let's Play. I just kind of got shafted on that one. Oh, that's right. What I want to do here is actually lose the skateboard. I actually don't want it because there's an egg right there, which will give us fire. And the fire is insanely important in this game. It can destroy rocks, it can destroy boulders. Yeah, so we basically want to try to get that right away. And there's going to be a bonus stage coming up right here as well. You just shoot it to activate it. But yeah, we'll see how these runs go. Adventure Island 1, I feel like I'm still going to be relatively comfortable with because I did do a couple practice sessions earlier. I had some of my save states on the flash cart towards the end of the game, so I was able to practice the last couple stages for a few minutes and just refamiliarize myself with them. And so we'll see what happens. I didn't practice like the halfway point in the game. The game could get pretty tough about halfway in. So, if you're not well practiced, it can be really tough. So, hey, Phil, sir, thank you for the super chat, man. And we need this Hudson B if we're going to continue, and we're going to continue. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be like, we're going to get a 1 credit clear. But, yeah, probably not going to happen. Hey, Alvin, welcome to the stream. Good evening. So there are 32 stages in this game. It basically has 8 areas and 4 rounds for each area. The skateboard I generally try to avoid because while it actually provides an extra hit, this game is a one-hit death kind of game. You lose control pretty badly if you get hit on the skateboard. You basically just get pushed forward, and you could get pushed forward into a pit. See, like that, I had absolutely no control over where I went. It's kind of like getting hit in Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania, where you get knocked back and you can't control how you get knocked back. So the safest strategy in this game is not using the skateboard. Now, what's actually kind of cool about some of the later Adventure Islands is I think it's beneficial to get the skateboard. In this first game, though, it is not. You don't want the skateboard. You want as much control as you can get in this game. Otherwise, the game is just ridiculously difficult. The game is ridiculously difficult. Everything that happens in this game happens in the same spot at the same time every time you play the game. But there are so many stages, and with dying in one hit, your run has to be you have to be really knowledgeable with the game, and it's a lot to learn. It's almost like Battletoads, where it's just there's an insane amount of stuff to learn in this game to have a really good, successful run. And so you basically need to put, you need to do all you can to have as much control over that game as you can. And losing the skateboard is one way to do that, basically. No damage run. Yeah, not happening. Yeah, I'm not, I'd love to say I'm going to do a 1cc, but it's probably not going to happen. So, it's probably not going to happen. You know, I have 1cc'd this on Twitch when I was doing my practice runs for my not my live stream, my Let's Play. You know, I had one really good run on Twitch where I just tore through the whole game. But tonight, yeah, I don't really expect a 1cc, not at all. But, you know, you never know. We'll see what happens. One thing I love to do in the early parts of the game is try to get as many extra lives as I can. So obviously that entails not dying, but for every certain amount of points you reach, you'll get some extra lives. Now, maybe Nate can clarify this if he's still out there, because, you know, he's been playing this game a ton as well. It seems like you only get a limited amount of extra lives from points, but in this game, I don't know what that limit is. But it also seems like, and this is coming from Nate's stream as well, is that, apparently you get rings in this game. You'll get them when you pick up hidden eggs, when you've already got the fire. Actually, you might not even have to have the fire to get the rings, but when you get rings, they count towards another extra life. So I guess if you get a certain amount of rings in a row without dying, one of the eggs will spawn an extra life. And those are actually some details that I didn't really know about when I was doing my Let's Play of this game. You know, my Let's Play was just like, okay, here's the fire, here's some rings. I have no idea what the rings do aside some points, yada yada yada. But when Nate was doing his run, he figured out a couple of extra things that I didn't know about, so that's really cool. Alright, so we're gonna have guys coming from behind, and then I like to shoot them because they drop Famicom controllers, which give you a good chunk of points. And remember, points are good because points equates extra lives. And there's an extra life. So the first extra life is apparently at 50,000 points, since we just got one. And there's going to be another coyote here. Again, you can tell where they're coming from based on the flowers, so you always want to look on the playfield. You notice you'll see signs, but if you see flowers, a coyote's going to come from behind. So you have to watch out for that. There's going to be jumping coyotes later, which have, you can tell they're going to be jumping based on the different colored flower. So there's another ring. And here's the boss. The bosses in this game are basically all the same. They'll just shoot a little bit faster, depending on the boss that you're fighting. And that's it. They'll also take more hits later on. You only get 3 total lives from points. Nice. You always had the easiest time with Battletoads. Seriously, that's crazy, man. Battletoads took me like a lifetime to learn. I mean, I've been playing Battletoads since it came out, and I was like 8 years old when that game came out. And it wasn't until I was like 34 or 35 that I beat the game. Oh god, I think it's been 3 years since I've beaten Battletoads. Jesus, I was 33 when I beat the game. Oh my god. Man, how time flies. That's nuts. Ninja Gaiden is one of those games that, it's a memorizer, you know? It's like a lot of difficult NES games where, you know, you've gotta really know what's coming up at all times. You gotta know how to deal with every situation. You gotta know the ideal ways to deal with the situations, you know? Getting the spin slash is insanely important in that game for, like, a basic, you know, first-time clear. But yeah, that's one of those games that that's, you know, I have no problems with Ninja Gaiden these days. It's one of my favorite NES games, actually. And I need to go back and continue trying to learn how to speedrun the game. Which, that was something I was doing about 1.5 years to 2 years ago. If I can just get ahead of my Let's Play schedule, I could actually try to start focusing on that again. So these are like the swordfish. These guys could be really, really dangerous later on in the game. You'll notice that I like to just constantly shoot. I sort of taper my shots, so I've always got a shot kind of near the edge of the screen. What that'll do is, you know, enemies will just die basically before before they even come on the screen. It's 3 rings, and then the next one is an extra life. I didn't realize that until pretty recently either. Nice. Doing fine, like cherry wine. Hey, Liberal Arts Guy, welcome back. So the flowers actually boost the value of your fruits, and your fruits are another really important mechanic in this game. You basically have a health bar. Not really a health bar, it's more of a timer, and the timer is constantly ticking down, and when it hits 0, you die instantly. So the fruits will replenish the time. And let's actually lose this. It's actually good to get the skateboard. If you're playing for score, you do want to get the skateboard and then lose it, because you'll get some points for it, which is kind of funny. But yeah, the flower will boost the value of the fruits. And then, you know, that gives you more points, but the fruits also replenish your timer at the same time. And I'm always shooting in this game. I do this in all the Adventure Island games, and the reason I'm shooting all the time, even when enemies aren't on screen, is to try to find eggs on the playfield. I don't have the egg locations memorized. And there's milk. Milk just gives you all of your time back. See, like, there's a hidden egg, there's an extra life. I guess that might have been because we got 3 rings. I think it was. So, I don't remember this detail or not, but I want to say the game caps out at 9 lives. And, like, I don't think you can go over 9 lives. I don't think the game will actually track them. I mean, as long as you know, successfully pick up all the rings, you might be able to get more than 9 lives over the course of the game. But you'd probably have to die once or twice for them to count, because I don't think it actually goes over 9 lives. I could be wrong. Maybe Nate knows. Nate knows all. Let's see. So this game is very much like you know, a lot of early, you know, Famicom games where, you know, the gameplay premise is relatively simple. A lot of the stages in the game will take earlier stage designs and then just add on to them. So some of the gimmicks we're seeing here... Oops, that was a bonus stage, my bad. Some of the gimmicks here... Well, that was close. Some of the gimmicks here will be repeated later on, but stacked with even more enemies. Moving platforms that just kind of sit still will start to move later on. Things like that. Adventure Island was based on an arcade game. It was based on Wonder Boy. And the developers of Wonder Boy basically made sort of like a custom version for Hudson. Which is why Wonder Boy and Adventure Island are so similar. They were actually developed by the same company. And then what was interesting about that is that the Wonder Boy series ended up sort of splitting out into its own sort of style. And Adventure Island just kind of stuck with this formula. But very much like the arcade game, this just features, you know, a lot of the same stage layouts over the course of the game, but just with stacked, you know, difficulty levels on top. More enemies, more hazards to avoid, and things like that. Yeah, I do want to do Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu eventually. I've never beaten that, so that's definitely on my list. KWK Box can beat Ninja Gaiden, but no Battletoads. I don't blame you there. I mean, Battletoads took me a lot of work to get through. Never beat Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, I haven't beaten the NES version of that. That's also on my to-do list. Nate actually did Ghosts and Goblins. He's got a full run on his channel where he went through both loops. Phil beat Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3, but it's brutal. Super Adventure Island 2. Hard because of the stiffness. Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Ghouls and Ghosts were painful for you. Complete respect for anyone that is remotely skilled at those. Yeah, those games can take a lot of work to get good at. you know, for me with the Ghouls and Ghosts games, I've been playing them for, you know, well over 20 years now. So, Super Ghouls and Ghosts in particular, I think I started playing in like 94 or 95 or something like that. So, you know, I've been at that one for a long time. And Genesis Ghouls and Ghosts, not too much longer after that. I think it was like 95 or 96 when I got that. Maybe 97. Arcade Ghouls and Ghosts is a lot tougher. But still a ton of fun. I love that game. Alright, so we got another flower. There's going to be a coyote here. Just jump over, shoot him. Hit him, jump over, shoot him. Oh, we missed. That sucks. I want those points. I'm greedy for points. So these frogs take 2 hits, and if you hit them once, you trigger them, and then you can try to hit them a second time to kill them. The frogs can also be just run under. If you see them, you can just run. This is a jumping coyote right here. I'm actually kind of like tripped out with those jumping coyotes because I've been playing a lot of other more modern Adventure Island games where the jumping coyotes operate a little bit differently. Like sometimes they'll just kind of sit and still run straight even though they're supposed to jump. So it really trips you out. So I basically get into the habit of just turning around and killing them instantly if I can. Even in this game when it's not really necessary. I think in this game they always jump over you. Like immediately. Alright, boss time again. So the strategy for this boss, the easiest strategy is just to sit right in front of him. His fireball always goes over your head. If you sit back, you know, you're at risk of getting hit by the fireball. Turbo version of Jackie Chan, well, why not both? Let's actually get the skateboard and get hit. That's 53 points. Alright, so this frog we can actually... Okay, maybe not. I was actually too far to the left, unfortunately. If I had the hammer, I could have hit him. So another interesting mechanic in this game is these rocks. If you... And I think I actually had to bump into that rock to find the pot. The pots in this game are just bonus points. They're not required. In the Wonder Boy series, or at least, I guess I should say the first Wonder Boy, the pots actually are required if you want to see the final stage in the game. I don't usually... And actually, they're not pots in that game. They're dolls in Wonder Boy. But in Adventure Island, they're just strictly points. So, completely not necessary. But they're fun to find. It's fun trying to discover where all the pots are and trying to get all of them. But yeah, there are some pots where you actually have to land on a rock, which makes one appear. There are other pots where you have to land on an enemy. They're like kind of like fake enemies. And there's also fake fires. Fake fire pits that'll also reveal a pot. So there are hidden pots in this game. Let's go ahead and make that. There we go. Good stuff. Alright, getting close to the end of this one. So this is where the game is still pretty easy. We still have a couple of areas before it starts to become really challenging. Yeah, Phil. That's exactly what happens. When you defeat a boss in this game, its head pops off and the head of the next area's boss appears on it, which is pretty cool. Anyone beat Kid Icarus? You're going to attempt to beat it sometime soon. Yeah, I beat that game when I was a kid. That's on my to-do list as well. I did see you streaming that earlier this week, Nate. Haunted Castle is also such a cheap quarter-pumping game. Finally played it on PSN. Died as I got hit. Got the last hit on Dracula after 1,000 lives. Yeah, Haunted Castle is it's a memorizer. It's one of those games where everything happens the same basically every time you play it. So, you know, you just put more time into it, you memorize where the stuff is, and then it's pretty easy, actually. And KWK Box says, have you ever beaten New Adventure Island? Yes, I actually did a Let's Play on it a few months ago, so that's on my channel. Ghouls and Ghosts Arcade is way harder due to checkpoints. Yeah. Once I'm done with X6 no damage, I will never play a video game again. Don't lie, Timo. Don't lie. The only challenging NES game Burf beat was the original Castlevania. That's a good accomplishment, though. The first Castlevania it's a really tough game for people to get the hang of. You beat Dragon Warrior without a Game Genie. Careful with the eggplants. I truly hate those things. Yeah, the eggplants are basically these little guys that come up and they suck your health away. And it's really important to know where the eggplants are in the game. You know, it's going to be really interesting going straight to Adventure Island 2 after this game because, you know, despite having similar gameplay, the engine just feels completely different. And you also get little dino dudes to ride on, which changes up the gameplay style quite a bit. Oops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Get those Famicom controllers. Can't fool me, frog. But yeah, I think I talked about it earlier, but yeah, really interesting mechanic in this game is if you got a hammer, when you hit boulders or rocks, the snakes will fire at you. But with the fire ability, which is what I have right now, the snakes will never fire because the fire destroys rocks. And it's only when your hammers are reflected off rocks and boulders that the snakes will fire at you. It's a really interesting mechanic I never would have caught when I was a kid. Anybody here play Cobra Triangle? You found that very hard. Yeah, that is a tough game. Absolutely. Adventure Islands 2 and 3 are more similar to each other than 1 and 2. Yeah, absolutely, DJ. Hey, Stealthborn, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the thing about Cobra Triangle is, like, that's one of those games as well. Like, you have to have... I hope that's not an eggplant. Okay. That's going to be an eggplant later on in the game. But yeah, Cobra Triangle is one of those games where you have to have a strategy for the entire game. And you have to have that game memorized pretty well, too. So I used to think that game was impossible, but then someone on Twitch kind of guided me through, like, the first half of it. And I was like, oh, I can actually see myself beating this game eventually. So, that's another one that's on my to-do list. Alright, we got some milk. Alright, we're on checkpoint 3. So those signs are checkpoints. Oh, I wanted the Famicom controller. Oh, there's our first death. And one other interesting trick in this game is the falling platforms, they flicker really badly. And so when you're playing this game, you really want to like look at the platforms and look for like them flickering as you scroll the screen by. And you'll know that those are falling platforms. That way you don't have to memorize where the falling platforms are. Okay, I don't even know if I get a hammer here, so this could be a pain. Okay, we do get a hammer. Cool. You know, what's actually a shame about that is I'm going to end up losing my next free extra life from grabbing the rings. Because according to Nate, when you die, it resets the ring count. So while I can still get extra lives from rings, they won't turn into, I mean, I can still get points from rings, my bad. I won't get the extra lives from them. This is probably an eggplant. Yep, eggplant. Oh, and that was a hidden... Well, that's not good. Yep, we're dead. This has Nate on the edge of his sleeve. Whoa, see, that was the jumping guy. See? Look at how far he went across the screen without jumping. That's what I was talking about, Nate, on your stream. I was like, that's why I just turn around and kill them right away. Yeah, and they have a tendency of doing that in later Adventure Island games as well. I do want to eventually beat Jaws on the NES. I need to learn how to play that game. Man, I'm like really ashamed I died twice. Kind of like back to back. Yeah, and it was the second death was just because I picked up the eggplant. And I had a feeling it was an eggplant. I should have just skipped it, but I was like, I'll be fine. It's still early in the game. And then that one swordfish in the previous level. Alright, hit an egg, and that's fire. Alright, we're back in business. So with the fire, I mean, Master Higgins is just like, rocks? I don't see any rocks. Alright, looks like we just got another extra life as well. And that's a pretty tight jump right there. There's a couple of tight jumps in this game like that. And same with that one. Alright. Jaws is tedious. Dino Riki is pretty tough. Which of the Adventure Island games are your favorite? I'd say the first one. And then Super Adventure Island on Super Nintendo. And then probably the PlayStation 2 Japanese Adventure Island the Hudson Select series or whatever. Oh crap, why did I do that? I forgot. Hudson Selection Flying 4? I don't remember. But yeah, probably those three. And I'd say that probably the first one is my absolute favorite because it offers a challenge, I think it offers a greater challenge than some of the other ones do. And that always makes it more fun for me. It's a very fair kind of challenge, don't get me wrong. It's like one of those challenges where, like, when you know what to do, you can just really rip through the game. And, you know, very much like Battletoads or Ninja Gaiden or something like that, that's a very satisfying kind of challenge for me. Alright, so there are going to be some eggplants here. Okay, no eggplant, actually. Ever play Adventures of Dino Riki, Austin? It's also a Hudson Soft game, and I heard that game is pretty much just as evil with difficulty. Yeah, like I said, I did play Dino Riki. It is pretty tough. Admittedly, though, I don't know it that well. I've only gotten a few levels in. So that's yet another one that I'll probably eventually try to go to and try to get through. Yeah, for anyone that hasn't played it, Dino Riki is actually a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. But kind of like Adventure Island, you're an actual dude walking on the ground, as opposed to like a spaceship or something like that flying through space. Alright, so these ice levels are some of the trickiest in the game because, for one, this game does have ice physics. But if you get close to the ice picks, they will fall, so you can sort of trigger them. That was really, really close. And I got lucky there. So the hitbox for the fire is actually kind of like a little bit higher than your head. So if something falls on your head, sometimes you can actually kill it. So I got really lucky with that ice pick. Same with that one. See, unlike Nate, I don't have this level memorized. This is like almost brand new to me again, because I haven't played this in so long. Like I said, I play so many different games that, like, you know, I'll get decent at one of these games, I'll let's play it, and then I won't play it again for a while. But in that time between, until when I play it again, I'm cramming all this other knowledge of other games in my brain, and it almost like pushes out the knowledge I've learned on previous games. Yeah, and Nate, I know how you like having the original cartridges. Dino Riki, I believe, is a really cheap game, by the way. I don't think it's really worth much. So if you wanted to try it out, it would be a pretty cheap pickup. Assuming, anyway, it hasn't gone up in price. I highly doubt it's gone up in price. It was always a pretty common game. One mechanic I do like in Adventure Islands 2 and 3 is that for every certain amount of boulders you destroy, you get an extra life for free. So that's kind of like a nice thing that's not in this game. Oh, fuck. Ja. We're dead again. Did I stream Rekka yet? I have not, no. I played it a little bit. It seems alright. This is a bad place to lose my weapon. It's probably a ring. No, it's milk. Alright, so you always get a hammer right at the boss. so you never have to worry about getting to the boss without a weapon. Hey, Crestline, welcome back, man. Just gonna skip the skateboards now. 50 free points be damned. I could use some fire, though. Not that kind of fire. The weaponized kind of fire. There's a ring. That was close. Man, I'm getting a little sloppy here. Alright, lots of flicker. So this is actually a part we're gonna have to wait on later. There's gonna be a gap between the platforms at a later time. Here's a hidden egg. And there's a ring. Well, Rekka is the kind of game, KWK, that is pretty short based on what I've seen. So it's probably a game I'll Let's Play. I probably won't actually stream it. I really like games that are, like anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Anything longer than that, I'll usually save for a stream. With some exceptions. But shoot 'em ups like that are relatively short, I'll definitely Let's Play. But yeah, there's one speedrunner I watch on Twitch that has played it. So it looks interesting. I mean, I have actually tried it on Twitch. I just haven't played it on YouTube. Ooh, that was close. But yeah, it's definitely the kind of game, from what it seems like, that's a memorizer. Oops. See, that's what I was talking about. You hit the boulders and the snakes fire. Congrats, Delta. Tima says this game seems like fun, but the character's half-nakedness disturbs me somewhat. But I guess that makes sense, seeing as how he'd get hot running and jumping in tropic sunshine. That's not a porn mustache. That's his chin. Yeah. He doesn't have a mustache, Timo. Man, we're really just like bleeding lives. That's okay. Like I said, I wasn't planning on this being a 1cc. But I do have to remember to do the continue code. So on the very first level, at the very end of the stage, you'll find a hidden Hudson B. And you have to get that to enable continues in this game. Kind of like the original Super Mario Brothers, continuing is basically a command you have to do after you've gotten a game over. And so in Adventure Island, I believe it's pretty much just hold the D-pad in any direction, then press start when you get a game over, and then you'll be able to continue. Loco Loco, I did a live stream of Metroid sometime last year. Yeah, we ran through the whole game. Not a dedicated Let's Play, but I did do a dedicated live stream of it last year. And that was a really good stream. You guys enjoyed that. We had a big turnout for that one, too, which was really cool. Hudson is owned by Konami. Hey, no reason. That is one strange chin. Forgot about that eggplant. You know, I've been watching Solid A play this game like crazy, and yet all this stuff is like foreign to me. It's kind of what I was talking about, and we're dead. Where there's just so much to memorize in this game. So this right here, you can either fall on that platform, or you can just do a big long jump. Alright, fire. Good stuff. What is with Japanese games and villainous eggplants? That's a good question. I'm sure there's some reason behind it. Whoa, that was weird. My fire, didn't go all the way over. Almost got me killed. That was tight. Oof, alright. Yeah, the mustache is his mouth. And what did Nate say? The hope for a 1cc is still alive! I have more faith in Austin than he has in himself, I think. Yeah, no, I'm not well practiced at this, so we're not going to get a 1cc. Yeah, you should totally do it, Megadan. You should totally do it, man. Become a part of the Adventure Island Club, Megadan. Do it, man. Do it. So this is a section right here where you can just run past the frogs. You don't even have to attack them. But it's just an example of how the game just takes earlier like patterns and mechanics and just kind of stacks them, or stacks stuff on top of them. So later on there's going to be a longer stretch of frogs that you just want to run under. But then there's going to be a green frog at the end. The green frogs, they basically just sit in place until you hit them once. And then they'll start jumping like the regular brown frogs. Here's some milk. Oh, geez, the Captain N cartoon show. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I want to track those down and watch them again. They have them on DVD. Yeah, I need to get those. I know the Super Mario Super Show is on Netflix, but I want to say they don't have the Captain N episodes. Sorry, Captain N the Game Master. That was a separate show, wasn't it? Or was that one of the ones that was like kind of like the Zelda cartoon? It was like played on Fridays or something. I think it was its own show. Yeah, it's been so long. I have good memories of that. Although in hindsight, it is kind of annoying that they made Simon from Castlevania like a dunce. He made him a big buffoon. I think that's actually a pot, but I wasn't going to take the risk. Here we go, there's another ring. So we can keep this up, we might actually get another extra life. You know, I haven't even been paying attention to, like, what area we're on. Alright, good stuff. Well, excuse me, princess. Captain N was Saturday morning for you. Okay. Yeah, I want to say it was the same for me, too. Oh, what? What? Why did that miss? I jumped thinking it was gonna hit the bat. Ah, that was garbage, man. And there goes our extra life chance for a while. I thought that was a falling platform, but it wasn't. Okay, Area 6... Wow, we actually got pretty far into the game without continuing. So, I don't know, I'm happy with that. I would have preferred to have gotten to, like, stage 7 or 8, but, you know, whatever. I told you guys we weren't going to get a 1cc. But hey, I can work towards another extra life from points. So at least there's that. See, no falling platform. That was a sad way to die. That's right, this ice stage is, can be pretty tough, actually, and I think that's gonna be an eggplant. Let's just run really fast. Whee! Kinda like that. And probably skateboard. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it. And there's always a pineapple at the end of these cave stages. I'm not sure, Timu. I mean, it sounds logical. A lot of enemies in Japanese video games are based on, you know, Japanese folklore and mythology. Oh, that was bad. I meant to do a high jump, but it said I did a low jump. So this stage can actually be really tough if you don't have a weapon. So it's really important that I keep my weapon. There's a pot. And that's an eggplant. I knew it. Well, not well played now, Wayne. Sorry, I mean Nate. But this is checkpoint 4, right? I think we're fine. And that's an eggplant over there. Let's go ahead and hit it. The reason I got that eggplant is because we're so close to the exit and you get 5,000 free points. So we're pretty close to an extra life. You know, this is going to set an interesting precedent for Adventure Islands 2 and 3. Because, while I don't think they're nearly as tough, they do have some really tricky parts in them. I mean, especially towards the end of those games. Part 2 in particular. Adventure Island 2 has this, like, randomized progression system. Seemingly random. Apparently it's not random. It's based on whatever egg you choose in the bonus round after each stage. But it might as well be random for most normal, sane people. So there are runs of Adventure Island 2 where you could just play through a couple stages to get to the boss, and there are others where you've got to play through like 5 or 6 stages, and you know, the difficulty level varies depending on the stage that you're on. You know what I think I'm going to do is when we get to the final stage in the game, I'm going to intentionally kill myself so you guys can see me go through it without a hammer. In my Let's Play, I think I got to it with the hammer, so I just tore right through it. And so what I'll do is I'll just play it normally without a weapon. Just to kind of make things a little more interesting for you guys. Stop impersonating me. What's going on, Wayne? Alright, so this is where the game really starts to heat up. There's a couple of nasty jumps here on this stage in particular. Oh, that's not good. Alright, that was butt clenching. I'm sorry if your rears tightened up too. Man, that was super close. Yeah, one of the things about this game is it's really fun to watch, because there are so many, like, tight moments and situations that can happen. And as a viewer, you're just like, holy crap, that was close, you know? Okay, so I actually kind of want to try a different strategy that Nate does. So you basically hop on the edge, then jump like that. That's interesting. I really like how you do that, Nate. I saw that in your playthroughs. I've always tried to stop at the ice pick, but the way you jump is... it just makes it so much safer. I love watching people with different strategies as well, because I end up learning things that... I end up learning different strategies for things like I had a very specific strategy for. See, at this point, I'm not really worried about dying, you know. You do have infinite continues in this game. As long as you get the Hudson B in the beginning. Just taking my time there. There we go. Why does this NES game look harder than most? Because it is. Hey, Hernando. My name is Austin. And welcome to my channel. Yeah, there's a term called NES hard, and you know, it's thanks to games like this that it is a term at all. NES hard is a great kind of hard though, because it's the kind of hard that's not impossible. You know, it's the kind of hard that requires practice and knowledge of the game that you're playing. You know, usually when you play these kinds of games, if you feel like all odds are against you, but the more you get familiar with them, the more you realize, like, once you learn the correct strategies, you can get through the games really easily. And it's a very satisfying kind of hard for me. They can be frustrating to learn because there's a lot to memorize, but they can also be very, very satisfying at the same time. Very rewarding. You have to earn your victories in these games, basically. That was close. Alright, we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. And then we'll switch over to Adventure Island 2. Trying to play it a little safe here. Alright, so this is the one I was talking about earlier. You have to wait. You notice that there's a big gap between the platforms. Oh, and we missed it! We didn't jump fast enough. Game.com hard. Oh, man. At least we got fire. Well, I apologize for the poor showing, guys. You know, the first few worlds, you know, they definitely instilled some confidence in me. But that confidence was quickly thrown out the window. But still, we're still making progress. That's what counts. We're not repeating the same sections like 50 times in a row. If that happened, I would probably just shut the game off. We'll go to the next one. But, you know, that's not happening. We might end up doing that with parts 2 or 3, depending on how badly stuck I get at the end of the game. So, we'll see. I'm not too stressed to, like, really do, like, amazing at these games, because I've already done Let's Plays on them. You know, more dedicated videos and commentaries are available. But I figured we would just wing it, you know. Adventure Islands 2 and 3 in particular, I haven't played in a while. Part 2, it was like a year to a year and a half ago when I Let's Played it. So, that was really the last time I played through Part 2. So that'll be interesting. What I think I should have done is, ooh, I did it again. What I think I should have done was do, like, part 2 or 3 first, and then go to part 1, and then go to whichever one I haven't played yet. Because part 2 and part 3 are very, very similar games. It's almost redundant to kind of play them back to back. Like, Adventure Island 3 might as well be like an Adventure Island 2 remix or something like that. It's really, you know, they really kind of got lazy with that game. I think Part 3 is actually the better of the 2 games, because it doesn't have the randomized, the basically randomized level progression, and you do have, like, set alternate paths depending on if you find secret exits. So it's actually easier to learn, I feel. And, it's also got some nicer visual effects here and there. Like, there's some waterfall effects that are pretty good in Adventure Island 3 that you don't have in Part 2. There's also some, like, you know, Starscape, like, backgrounds, which are pretty neat. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a skateboard. Yep. Oh, crap! I got screwed there. Super hyped for Bloodstained. Yeah, me too, Boss and Birth. And the little bonus game that's coming out next week. That looks awesome. I didn't even know they were doing that. That was a really nice surprise for me. Yeah, Cuphead's, it's good that you guys mentioned that, because I need to go back to that game and finish it. I played it, I bought it on day 1, because I looked forward to that game for quite a while. Played it for a couple hours on day 1, and then just never went back to it. So that's definitely one of those games I need to go back to and do a Let's Play on. It's been requested of me to do Let's Plays on that game multiple times. You guys can really see in this game how, like, being really familiar with it is super important if you're going to try to get a 1-credit clear. And because I'm rusty at it, it's been several months since I did my Let's Play of it, I'm not as comfortable with it as I used to be. Like, I did a quick warm-up round earlier this morning. I played through, like, the first world up to the first boss. And then I used the save states I had on my flashcard to go to the final world to practice that. And then that was it. I didn't play anything in between, so... Some of this is like having to relearn it all over again. Although this one's not too bad, actually, because I watched Nate play it a ton. Um... Did you see that, Nate? Why didn't he jump? He was supposed to jump over me. That was a little wacky. That frog was supposed to jump. Only the green frogs stay in place. He does baby jumps for the two spiders. That's really tough to do, man. Because you have, like, no momentum when you do a baby jump. No, yeah, I guess you do. Yeah, see, I'm just holding forward and tapping A. Dude, that's gonna be really tough. Really tough to do. We might have to try it out, though, because I will die a couple times at the end. Wow. Alright, let's actually get through this. How about that, guys? Sound like a plan? Yes? I thought so too. Yeah, stage 7-3 here was actually one of the toughest levels or is this 7-2? I don't know. I don't really care. This was one of the toughest stages for me to learn when I first played the game. Just because there are a lot of tricks and traps, and if you die at the wrong spot, you start with no hammer, and it makes it really tough to get through the rest. Plus there's sections like this where you have to know where the bats are coming, the birds. Alright, there we go. Have I streamed Shovel Knight? I have not streamed Shovel Knight, no. Let's see. You probably saw it when you backed the game, but completely forgot about it. I don't, you know, the thing is, Boss of Birth, I don't remember them saying anything about a side game. It almost feels like it might have been something that just kind of came up during the development process. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it was there and I just don't remember. It's been like 3 years, I think, since that Kickstarter happened. Cartoon Contra, Cuphead. Alright, so 7-4 is insanely difficult if you don't have a weapon, and you don't get a weapon on this stage, as far as I remember. So we're gonna try to just go through it with a weapon. But like I said, on 8-4, we're gonna go ahead and just intentionally die. So I can show you how to go through it without a weapon. 7-4 and 8-4 are definitely the toughest stages in the game without a weapon. They're pretty trivial if you do have a weapon. And I'm pretty sure that's an eggplant. I'm gonna actually show you guys a strategy that Solid Nate came up with as well. And I was really surprised it actually worked. So kind of like I said, you know, if you watch other people play, you can learn stuff. Even if you think, like, there's nothing else to learn. There's always something else to learn. That's what's fun about these old games, is seeing the different strategies that people use. Alright, so you have to be careful here. Alright, good stuff. Oh, that was close. I'm starting to play like Nate here. Nate, I shouldn't have watched you play this game. I'm just slipping and sliding all over the place like I'm on ice at all times. Yeah, we've probably been playing for about an hour and 10 minutes too, so this run's actually taking a little bit longer than I expected. You should be able to get through this game in about, I want to say, a little under an hour as like a 1cc. Continuing in this game really sets you back because you got to do whatever level you're on right from the beginning. Whereas if you die and you still have extra lives left over, you'll start at a checkpoint. See, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to die at the next stage as well. Because in my Let's Play, I don't think I died. And the next stage is one of the other toughest stages in the whole game. The stage that comes after isn't that bad. I thought that was going to be milk. Oh, look at that. Yeah, if you guys are ever curious about the game title, it's in the top left-hand portion of the screen. It's also in the video description and the stream title. But yeah, this is the first Adventure Island for the NES. Some really tight jumps there. Eggplant! Hey, buddy. What's going on? Alright, the eggplant has a tendency of going away when your health gets really low. Ooh, that was close. I'll take this eggplant, though. These are free points. Unless I die, of course. It makes you want to revisit it. You should revisit it. It's, yeah, it's a tough but awesome game. Okay, so I'm gonna regret this, I know it. But I want to show you how to get through this stage without a hammer. This and 8-4 are the biggest problems for people. Well, and 8-3 actually. So you get no weapon on this stage. Lots of swordfish on this one, too. Alright, there's gonna be one really tricky jump. Oops. Alright, so this one right here, I believe. Woo, you have to run under that swordfish. That took me so many tries to figure out. And I'm pretty sure that was milk or something like that. I wish I got it. And this is a fairy. And we're gonna wait for these guys to jump up 3 times. Yeah, Nate was stuck here for a long time. I was there when he was trying to learn this. It was interesting. Nate is a trooper though, man. He's much more of a trooper than I am. I get more flustered when I sit here doing sections over and over like this. Okay, so there's some birds that come over here. I just wait. You just trigger them and then wait. Bam, got it. Oh, wait, it didn't take us that many tries, so I'm glad I was able to show it off without a weapon. Hey, Isaiah, how you doing? Hey, Encrypted Printer, how you doing, man? You remember playing this one level for what seemed like 7 hours. Yeah, I'd believe it. Okay, we'll go ahead and just try to go through the whole stage. So this is an eggplant. You don't want to touch that. Generally, I would just kill myself at this point. Like, if I've already used a continue, I'm not worried about, you know, not continuing again. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Oh, that's right. This one goes up. It's not a big deal. For some reason, I thought it was going to go down. Alright, so this should be fire. Alright, this is it. Look at that, Nate. Don't even have to touch the fire. You like that? I actually learned that one earlier today. I did it by accident. I was like, what? You don't even have to touch the fire. If you time it just right. Speedrun techniques. Just got home from the thrift shopping. Nice. The whole Pac-Man glass from the 80s. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and kill myself, like I said. We're gonna do this last stage the hard way. It's really pressed is so clenched right now watching this. Yeah, so I figured hopefully this is more enjoyable watching this final stage the normal way. Because everybody dies on this level. Oh, I don't have, that's right, you don't get it. I was turning around, think I was gonna have a weapon, but it's right, no weapons on this stage. Alright, so these you just run through, and then there's a green frog you jump over, just like that. And this guy will chase you. Alright, so this is, I'm gonna show you a strategy that Nate, sort of showed me. Oops! Thanks, Timothy. With the GG. So you pretty much have to hit the eggplant here, which is really frustrating. But what I do here is jump over like this, go through like that, but there's an egg right here. And this is something Nate figured out. You let the eggplant fly off, bam, you get all your health, and it makes this part so much easier. Oh my god, it makes this so much easier. And you just kind of run through like this. And I'll show you my strategy here, Nate. I was talking about when you... Oops! I messed up. I was too far over. But basically, the frog will just jump over you. So can we do it twice in a row? Yep. Just like that. Oh, man, it makes it so much easier. I'm glad I fired this up earlier this morning because I was able to practice this section. See? Just like that. And then we're just gonna jump over this guy. And then jump over that guy. Yeah, doing the eggplant that way just makes this last part so much easier. So much less stressful. And we're gonna face in the opposite direction, hit that fire. Otherwise, this part's really tough to get past. Alright, this is it. This is it. Whew. Hey, Jeff. And pop to Uno? That last run just earned a like. Thank you, sir. Oh, well, there you go, guys. We just beat Adventure Island, the first one. And I guess we'll give it a couple minutes. We'll run on to the second one. Yeah, you know, not really a great run because I had to continue a bunch of times, but I'm glad I was able to show off some of the most difficult stages in the game without a weapon, which I don't think I did in my Let's Play. I'm pretty sure I got to those stages in my Let's Play and just ran through them with a weapon, so... The hard part is done. Yeah, thank you guys. Gary says, people say that about my face all the time. We saved lovely Tina, that's true. Okay guys, I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna put the changing games message up, and I am going to use the restroom real quick. I pounded down my monster drink and a soda before starting the stream, so I've got to use the restroom, and I will be right back, so just give me a minute. Alright, I am back. Just give me a quick moment. Really great turnout tonight, guys. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I hope you guys enjoy the Adventure Island. Yeah, watching Nate stream the first Adventure Island was really a motivator for me to try this again. So it was nice being able to run through it. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we will change the game. Yeah, and it's actually, it's kind of nice because it motivated me to play parts 2 and 3 again, which I haven't done in a really long time. So here we go. We're going to fire up part 2. This is actually a game I'd like to get again I'd like to get a complete copy of this game. I have a complete copy of the first one. After I finished that, I went ahead and grabbed this complete copy of it. It'd be nice to have a complete copy of part 2 as well. Part 3... but part 3 is a lot more expensive. Can't really justify that. Yeah, the last level of Blaster Master is really tough. So, and No Reason is listening in the background. Hey, say so. Game change hype? Yeah, Blaster Master is another one that I need to continue to learn. Alright, so this one could take a while. But we'll kind of see what happens. So you basically start with nothing. You can actually bank weapons in this game, which is pretty nice. And look, you can do baby jumps while still moving. Yeah, so the physics feel like completely different in this game. Now, it's going to take a little while to adjust to this. See, Adventure Island 2 is actually the one I played the most back in the day. So I always had a soft spot for this game. Always, like, you know, was nostalgic for it. These days, I definitely like part 1 the most because of the challenge, and I really enjoy how the physics feel in the first one. Hey Dash, Adventure Island 2 is my favorite in this series. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bank our weapons and dinos for the first part of the game. This game gets really tough when you don't have weapons, just like the first game. And that's mainly later on in the game. It's not too bad in the early parts of the game without a weapon. And one thing that's kind of nice is that when there's a hidden egg, it actually makes a sound effect in this game. But yeah, this game feels like really like floaty. It's kind of hard to describe. It's totally different. Like you can tell it's on a completely different engine. But this wasn't developed by the same guys that made the first Adventure Island. That was developed by West One or Westone or Escape. And this one I think was just done internally by Hudson. So, it feels different, but part 3 is, you know, based on this, basically. If part 3 feels just like this. The frogs still operate pretty much the same, although they do have a tendency of hopping a little bit faster now. So, the frogs are some of the most dangerous enemies in the game. So your dinos also have different properties as well, like this red dino. He can only shoot out 1 shot at a time, whereas the blue dino can shoot out 2 shots. But the red dino can walk on fire. It really does encrypt printer. It really does. Yeah, so, I mean, you might as well... I like to just bank the weapons, although I think if you get a hammer and you already have one, I think it still stashes it in your inventory. So when it comes to the weapons, I might not actually need to stash them, but I do it anyway, just to be safe with that mechanic. See, there we go. There's a hidden egg. And there are different, you know, secret areas you can get. Like, this guy will give you an item, which will just get... Oh. I don't even remember what the B does in this game. If anyone out there knows what the B does, let me know in the chat. Or if you're watching on the archive, post a comment. Yeah, I want to spend time with Part 4, now that I've knocked out a lot of the other Adventure Islands. What I want to do is do a Let's Play on the Japanese PS2 Adventure Island, which I was practicing a few weeks ago, but I need to get back to. And then once I do that, I'll be able to start to focus on Part 4 in the Famicom. There's the eggplant. The eggplant is back in this game. And the snakes in this game jump, which can be a little annoying. Yeah, and then I need to try to tackle Super Adventure Island 2 on the Super Nintendo. I've barely played that. And the reason I barely played it is just it's a totally different kind of game than most of the other ones are. Kind of like Part 4 in the Famicom. I've been putting that off because it's a totally different kind of game as well. I mean, it's non-linear, more like Metroidvania, if you will. And don't get me wrong, I like my Metroidvania games, but, you know, in franchises like this that have been mostly action, I usually end up preferring them to be action. So, you know, I've just been putting them off. But we'll do them eventually, for sure. Super Adventure Island 2 will most likely be a live stream once that happens. And then, oops. Adventure Island 4 on the Famicom. Depends on the length of Adventure Island 4. I don't know how long it takes to get through it. If it's a couple hours, and it'll be a live stream as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and select a weapon. One SNES Adventure Island. Yeah, there are two SNES Adventure Islands in Encrypted Printer. There's Super Adventure Island, which is basically a linear, you know, action game, which I've got a Let's Play on, and an old review on, actually. Great game. It's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. And then there's Super Adventure Island 2, which is more like Adventure Island 4 in the Famicom, where it's a non-linear game. Kind of like you mentioned, it's more like the Monster World series. And if it's actually any good, I'm not sure. Because I haven't put much time into it. I know it has its fans. I have not strayed Monster Party, no. See, one thing I do really like about Adventure Islands 2 and 3 is they do have unique bosses. So whereas the first Adventure Island, you're just doing the same bosses over and over again. This and Part 3 have very unique bosses, which is cool. So a little bit of a shame I died on that first world, but that's okay. I do like how colorful this game is. You know, compared to the first one, which is kind of like muted in its color usage, which makes sense. I mean, this is a much later NES game. The original came out in like 1986 in Japan, and this ended up coming out in like, God, I want to say this came out in like 1990, maybe 89, but I think it was 90. So much later. Yeah, something else I haven't mentioned yet is you get an extra life every 20,000 points in this game. So it's really good to try to focus on your score in this one. And there's a Famicom controller. So just like in the first Adventure Island, if you kill the coyotes from behind, you'll get a special controller to appear, which gives you points. The series reminds you of Joe and Mac. Yeah, they have their similarities for sure. Adventure Island and Wonder Boy kind of set the precedent, and then Joe and Mac sort of, you know, followed up on that. Joe and Mac is a really cool game, specifically the arcade Joe and Mac and the Sega Mega Drive Joe and Mac. The Super Nintendo Joe and Mac can be fun, but it's a little bit of a grind. I don't really recommend the Game Boy and NES Joe and Macs, but, you know, if you get good at them, they can still be enjoyable. One thing that's nice about Joe and Mac is you're actually fighting, like, dinosaurs and stuff like that. And this guy right here, not terribly useful. Above land, you know, he's meant to be a water creature, so if you're underwater, he swims really, really fast. But dinos in this game are like your skateboards, where they act as a, you know, a shield as well, so they'll absorb one hit. The Wonder Boy game's available on Steam. Which one's available on Steam? I know I got the Wonder Boy remake. Not the Dragon's Trap, but there's an original Wonder Boy remake. And someone on one of my streams or my videos said, you know, really, really great things about it. And I played it and I was like, I don't know, this feels like a glorified Flash game. I have to go back to it and continue to play it. But as far as like the Dragon's Trap remake, haven't played it yet. I'll probably eventually get that on Switch when I get another Switch. I mean, I don't see any reason to be disappointed with that one, because it looks just like the original game. I mean, you can play with the original graphics style, or an updated graphics style, which is cool. And then I'm pretty sure Monster World's available on Steam through, like, the Genesis Collection or whatever. And I haven't played Monster World, so... probably pushing my luck going into these stages without a weapon, but we're gonna keep pushing it. Plus, I think not having a weapon makes for more interesting viewing. Oops. Extra life? That's our second extra life from points. Oh, come on. Chris says Monster World is amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and select a weapon. The good thing about having a weapon is I'll be able to find the eggs if there are any, rather than just jumping around like an idiot. All I have to do is just shoot the ground. Oops. The other thing about not having a weapon is you're not killing enemies, you're not getting points. And you get, you know, a decent chunk of points for killing enemies. Each of these spiders are 100 points each. That's actually pretty valuable if you're trying to one-credit clear the game. So if you're trying to one-credit clear the game, I'd recommend playing with a weapon, so you can rack up all those points from killing enemies. No hidden eggs. So, the way you go on each island is dependent on which egg you choose on that bonus screen, and it might as well be random. There is some kind of rhythm and rhyme to it, apparently, that some speedrunners have figured out. But it's not anything that, like, us normals are going to really understand how to take advantage of. In my Let's Play, I I got destroyed by the game. I ended up dying at the final boss, and then when you die at a boss in this game, you get kicked back out to the beginning, and then the boss changes to a different level. And so, which way you go in order to get back to that final boss, or that boss, not necessarily just the final boss, depends on which egg you pick on the bonus stages. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. And I really like how Adventure Island 3 just completely did away with that. It's one of the reasons I think I actually like Part 3 more than Part 2 now. There's no randomness in Part 3 with the stage progression. There are some alternate paths. There's basically like 2 main paths on each island in Part 3. And the alternate path is just, if you want to go to the alternate path, you just find the secret exit, and that's it. And then you're on that path until the boss. So it's just rock solid from start to finish. Hey, Dark Mew. There is no boomerang in this game. It's just these dinos and the hammer. These are all the weapons in this game. And a skateboard. So we're gonna go ahead and just stick with this this dino because he's really fast. Although they might have given him to me for free. So it's good to know when they give you like free dinos, because then you could just like bank the dino and then get another one for free in the level itself. But yeah, the boomerang came about in Adventure Island 3, not Part 2. The boomerang in that game is pretty solid because it'll actually cut through rocks, which is nice. Pop to Uno got Dragon's Trap yesterday. Have I done the SNES Adventure Islands? Not Part 2, but I've Let's Played the first one, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and actually keep this guy, because he'll make this stage a little bit easier, because we can go through it a little bit faster, but he'll also come in handy on the boss fight. You'll notice that your little dinos can actually help you in the boss fights. So this guy will just swim around, and he'll destroy bubbles that are on the boss that can normally capture you. So let's try to keep this guy until the boss. You gotta watch out for bullets and things like that that can hide behind the foreground objects. So there we go. And there we go, those bubbles are gone. That helps a ton. So what can happen is you can get trapped in the bubbles, and then you get hit by the boss's projectiles. The bosses, for the most part, are pretty easy in this game. I think they're actually a little more challenging in Part 2. Not Part 2, Part 3. And this guy can't do anything to the boss, unfortunately. There we go. Alright, third island. Now, there are some hidden secrets we can get that'll allow us to skip an island. And if I get that, I definitely want to do that, because that'll definitely speed things up a little bit. Yeah, me too, Phil. Me too. So how many of you guys out there have actually played this game? I know we had a few people out there that had played the first one when we streamed that. But let me know if any of you guys have actually played this one before. This is one, like I said earlier, I kind of grew up with as a kid. My neighbor across the street actually owned this game. And Yeah, we would both play it together after school. And then she would let me borrow the game occasionally as well. So, I have good fond memories of that time. Playing old video games like this with good friends. Always makes for good memories. We never beat the game, though, if I recall correctly. We got to the final stage and always had trouble with it. I think there was even a time where she, like, would leave her system on overnight, and we'd go back to it and play it after school. Oops. As to not have to go through the whole game to get back to the end. Drilly Press only played AI1. And Boston Burf hasn't played this game at all. Let's see if we can get through this without a weapon. Let's see what happens. The arc of the frogs in this game is a little bit tighter than it is in part 1, so when you're just trying to run through them, it's a little bit trickier. This is his first time seeing it. You've only played the first for NES and the 2 SNES ones. There's an extra life. Like I said it when we were playing the first Adventure Island, in this game, you actually get extra lives from destroying rocks and boulders in this game. That's one reason why it's really good to have your dinos, because you can try to rack up those free extra lives. This is going to be a jumping coyote. You can tell because it's, Oh, actually, no, it's not. I forgot that the coyote flowers actually change color depending on what dino you've got. I think there's actually only one kind of coyote in this game. I don't think there are jumping coyotes. Dark Muse spent too much time in the first one. Timothy rented this several times back in the day, but he doesn't think he ever beat it. In the first Adventure Island, play Drilly Press. The first Adventure Island plays everyone. It makes you think you're in control, and then it just bends you over and says, nope. Who's your daddy? And what does he do? Okay, we'll go ahead and take this guy, and then we'll just bank him on the next level. Oh god, what kind of animal was that meat from? Wow, look at this. We're getting really lucky as far as getting to these bosses pretty quickly. I think that was like 4 stages. And I'm trying to think, what do I want to do here? I don't know. We'll go with this guy. You're gonna have ostriches, I believe, that just like run at you really quickly. You're gonna have scorpions, and then lots of flying enemies as well. Or were the ostriches just part 3? I guess we're gonna find out. I know they were in the Japanese PS2 one and the PC Engine one. No, well, they're birds, not really ostriches. There we go. Fence harassment videos whenever I hear the Arnold line. So it's nice that your little dinos can actually help you on these bosses, like these offensive dinos. That's really nice. There we go. Penguin me. I wish I could know for sure which game I played as a kid with my cousins. I think it was this one and not the first. Maybe they had both games. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I probably should have just picked one of these dinos so I could keep destroying rocks, which will thus let me get some extra lives. I mean, not only do you get lives from points, but you get extra lives from destroying your boulders as well. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, there was Wayne. It was on the Famicom. Yeah, the snake's jumping feels random to me. I can't really tell. There might be some rhythm or rhyme to it. Those coyotes are way faster in this game, too. Okay, we got a key. This should be a bonus stage. The clouds usually indicate bonus stages. And these bonus stages... Whoa, why did you do that? The spring didn't trigger. I hate it when that happens. See, those cloud bonus stages are actually really nice because you usually get some extra dinos. And trust me when I say the dinos are insanely important later on in the game. The coyotes also go so quickly in this one. A lot of times it's just safer not to jump behind them. Right, so I want to bank this guy on a water stage, and sometimes these stages have water in them, so I'm going to just play it safe and just go hammer only. Okay, it looks like this this stage just has a pit, and that's it, so I probably should have kept the dino in that case. Nice. Yeah, you'll notice that these stages are a good bit shorter than the first Adventure Island as well. Although you can end up playing more stages per island. Whereas in the first Adventure Island, it's always 4. It's the same 4 every time you play. Interesting thing about Adventure Island 3 is destroying the bubbles actually gets you points in that game. Doesn't give you points in this one. So there are some other subtle differences like that between the two games. Alright. Let's go ahead and pick a dino. So you should be able to destroy the ice picks in this one, just like in part 1. And I keep missing. Ooh, maybe you can't. I'm pretty sure in part 3 you can. Interesting. Alright, boss time. As you can see, what's nice about having your dinos on these bosses is they'll go for the dinos, but the dinos can't actually die from projectiles. Only you can. Nice. Have I done a 1cc on this one too? Yeah, Nate, I did on Twitch, yeah. Same with part 3. Hey, Leo, welcome back. Right on time, I see. I know you mentioned earlier you'll probably hop on sometime during Adventure Island 2. No, Darren. Sorry, man. It's not a 1cc if you gotta use save states. I love using save states for practicing, but I'm not going to tell people I've 1cc the game when I've used save states. I'm trying to remember if this is a water stage or not. Nope, fire stage. The fire stages could be a pain later on in the game. There's some tricky sections. Nice, this guy should actually take me to the next island. Would you like to skip this island? Yes, please. Patchouli is in the other room. I have the door to my game room shut, so she doesn't bother me when I'm streaming on YouTube. I try to be a little more focused on YouTube, whereas on Twitch is more like a casual thing. I mean, this is still casual, but don't get me wrong, but I try to focus when I do my YouTube streams, and having the cat constantly coming in and howling at me does not allow me to do that. That was close. Yeah, the fire stages in part 3 are definitely interesting. Alright, so water stage. You don't want to equip any of the other dinos on these water stages because you'll hop into the water and they'll die immediately. So you don't want to waste your dinos like that. Yeah, this guy is great for the water stages. I think for obvious reasons. Master Higgins is a really slow swimmer in this game. Pop to Uno? I do Twitch whenever. You know, I'll probably end up doing it tonight after this stream. And, during the week, I work Sunday through Thursday, so during the week, a lot of times I'll stream when I get home from work. So early morning streams, and then weekends I'll stream for Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Depending on how long my YouTube streams go. If my YouTube streams are like last week, where it's like 8 or 9 hours, I don't stream afterwards on Twitch. But something like tonight, I'll probably end up streaming afterwards. But yeah, if you're trying to catch me at nighttime, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday on Twitch. And if you're trying to catch me in the morning, then it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. Your dinos are more powerful. Like this blue, the blue and red one in particular. So guys that normally take 2 hits, they'll kill in 1 hit, which is nice. The platforming can be a little finicky on these, you know, these slopes. You have to be careful with that. I've noticed that inputs can get eaten in this game. But yeah, guys, just a heads up, my Twitch is a lot more casual. I do drop F-bombs and stuff like that, and sometimes I'm not talking. So if you just want like a more serious stream, then you probably just want to watch me on YouTube. If you don't mind just hanging out casually and seeing sort of the bad side of me, then feel free to follow me on Twitch. You know, I guess you could say Twitch is, I don't want to say more real, but, you know, I'll stream on Twitch, like, even when I'm in a bad mood, which is probably not a good thing. But I feel like, you know, I'm always practicing for Let's Plays over on Twitch, and I feel like I'm best to be streaming if I'm playing games, because then I feel like I'm still being productive. You know, if I'm just sitting here by myself, not talking to anybody, and just playing games, I don't feel like I'm as productive, even if I'm practicing for a Let's Play. Fun bombs! I like the way you put that, no reason. I'm going to have to remember that. Twitch is my alter ego. Yeah, sometimes. There's some milk. This dino is great in this game because, you know, he just tears through rocks. You've got these enemies with shells, and he'll destroy those guys in 1 hit as well. The blue dino is definitely my favorite. He can attack faster than the red one as well. Oh, cool. Well, we're gonna do some Souls games on my stream again. Dark Souls Remastered is coming out next week, so I'd like to pick up a copy of it. Jeff, I think it's goat milk. Master Higgins seems like a goat milk kind of guy. We're making pretty good progress in this game, though. Alright, so we're gonna actually pick this guy. Because he'll be a lot more useful on the boss. Alright, we have to not get hit, too. Yeah, Lord JP, I first played the original Dark Souls last summer-ish. And then, did a stream, 2 streams of it on YouTube, actually. So once I get familiar with the remaster, I'll do another stream on YouTube, or 2. You know, despite the original frustrating me a lot, I'm actually looking forward to the remaster because it's gonna have a much smoother frame rate. It's gonna look nicer, you know, visuals are gonna be more crisp. Well, I mean, I'd say yes and no, Carlos. I mean, this actually has more stages than the first Adventure Island, so, I mean, it can take longer. But the levels themselves are shorter. But sometimes you just get screwed and you end up having to play, like, 7 stages in an island. Because, like, the actual progress you make is pretty much random. There's another extra life. So this is a part where my inputs get eaten. I'm just gonna try to jump straight up like that. Ooh, that was close. Hey, Kent, how you doing, man? The salt was real. Yeah, the salt was really real in Dark Souls for me, man. I dropped a lot of fun bombs then. Hey, Kent. Thanks for your generosity, sir. Do a barrel roll! I would if I could, but this game doesn't let me. Oof. Everyone loves Adventure Island these days, do they? If so, that's cool. Alright, we're gonna try this again. And welcome to the stream, EC Myers. You do want some fun bombs. I was playing some Doom WADs these last 2 weeks that really let the fun bombs come out. Oh, God. Thankfully... Yeah, so apparently when you get hit off a dino in this game, you've got invincibility frames. So I just completely went through that guy. I was like so lucky. If that was the first game, I would have gotten killed. Yeah, I need to spend time with Bonk's Adventure, Wayne. We have to do that. We definitely have to. Hey, buddy, welcome back. Although having the fire guy would have been better for this one, because he can walk on the fire. The gaming historian played Adventure Island? Metal Beast. Never heard of the Metal Beast. Yeah, Solid Nate's stream actually is what inspired me to play through the first Adventure Island again. But I was like, well, if I'm going to play that on stream, I might as well just go through all 3 of them released in North America. I've already done Let's Plays on them, so I thought it would be fun to revisit them. Part 2 in particular, because I haven't played it in so long. It's been about a year to a year and a half. Try a somersault! Thanks, Kit. So you gotta watch out for the volcanoes spitting fire out of the ground. I always forget about that eggplant. Yeah, see, he can go in the fire. That makes that so much easier. Hey, Satan Well-Balanced Horse. How you doing, man? Welcome back. Nice. Well, yeah, Hudson's IPs are Konami's because Konami owns Hudson now. They basically bought them. So, you could still see the IPs eventually, but yeah, technically Konami owns them. And you still see Hudson IPs, you know? Super Bomberman R, which was a Switch launch title, is apparently coming out to, I think, PS4 and Xbox One. Actually, I don't... Is it coming out or is it already out? It might already be out now. Alright, these penguins can be a major pain to deal with. So can these rabbits. Okay, that's okay. Nice. We lost a dino, but that's okay. They did a lot with Hudson's properties. Konami bought Hudson a long time ago, guys. I mean, I think we're talking like over a decade. I mean, they've owned Hudson for a long time now. Alright, we're not gonna use a dino. I think we might get one on this stage. We'll see. Wow. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, at least they weren't bought by EA. That's basically a death sentence. I was under the impression all of those were gonna fall. But I haven't played this in so long, I totally forgot that doesn't happen like that. Alright, let's just try it like this. Yeah, so it's like the first game then, where you can just kind of like run past them. Ugh. Huh. I wonder why that other one fell early. That's weird. See, I'm trying not to waste my dinos and hammers, because I really need them towards the end of the island. The thing is, I've got 5 lives left. I really should just use them, because your hammers and your dinos are use them or lose them. So if you get a game over, you lose them completely. Oh wow, Jeff, I didn't realize you worked for Hudson for a little bit. That's cool. Yeah, we're just gonna play it super safe. So at this point, I might as well use a dino on pretty much every level. Because, you know, use them or lose them. Might as well have that, that safety net. Maybe your dinos act as shields. Nice. We got another one of these guys. The blue guys. Again, the blue dino is my favorite. I mean, he's fast. But he can also attack really quickly. Nice. Okay. No, Carlos. Bomberman's always been owned by Hudson. They created Bomberman. Oh god, did some Killjoy erase them? That sounds depressing, Jeff. Now that I think about it. It is a shame that they were bought by Konami, but I wonder if it was necessary. Because I don't know how well Hudson was doing. I know like a lot of their games were... I don't know, I didn't really see a whole lot from them in like the early 2000s. And even during like the PS1 era, I don't think they really held on the way they did in like the 8 and 16-bit eras. Ooh, I got lucky there. Okay, really? You gotta spawn it on top of the fire? Come on. It'd be funny if, like, you could skip this last island and you go to, like, some secret island. Okay, we're holding down the A button this time. Okay, I don't want that. I probably should have picked that up. That's okay, we get the fire guy. Bonk remaster for the Wii. Some flip phone Disney licensed games. Kenny's like, I'm gonna super chat and say I'm gonna like rant. Thank you for the super chat, Kenny. Please don't mention EA games. I detest them. They messed up sports and SimCity, half-assing unfinished games. Yeah, for me, the less said about SimCity, or not SimCity, well that, yeah. The less said about EA, the better. You know, it's one of those companies. But yeah, thank you, Kenny, for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, EA, you know, there's Electronic Arts and then there's EA. You know, I kind of like separate the eras of EA in half. There's the Trip Hawkins era, where Trip basically started Electronic Arts. They published a ton of, like, you know, indie-developed games. Lots of classic stuff on 8 and 16-bit computers, MS-DOS, as well as, you know, lots of Genesis stuff. And then Trip Hawkins went and formed, you know, helped form the 3DO company. And then there's the EA after that. And so... Jeff, oh man. What's up, Ken? Thank you again for the super chat, dude. You know, I could probably actually just, like, float in that lava. Crap. See, I need the red dino for this level, and it just makes life so much easier. Now I can't touch the fire at all. God, I did it again, man. Come on. If that was the first Adventure Island, I would have been fine. Alright, well this isn't looking very good. And I should have used a dino. So this game can get tough towards the end, as you can see. See, we just gotta wait. Alright, good stuff. You get some extra bonus points for beating a level without a hammer in this game. Alright, see ya, Kent. Thanks for the super chats again, man. Yeah, see, look at this. We went backwards. Like, why are you going backwards, Master Higgins? This is what's really annoying about, like, this final set of stages in particular. How can I send a super chat in pesos so it looks like Austin is getting a fortune? I guess you'll have to link your form of payment to an account that deals in pesos. Seriously? That bat just stopped. Ugh. Wow, that level's nothing like I remembered it. Ooh, that's low, Pop to Uno. That's low, man. City Skylines fills in nicely for SimCity, says Leo. Crestline says, ABA Live and SimCity were fun back in the day. Now they both are either dead or in prison. Obscurity / mediocrity. Really Press? Yeah, a lot of it is that. I mean, a lot of it is... That's how a lot of difficult games are. Or quote-unquote difficult games. I used to think this was a really hard game. But yeah, if you get greedy and you don't play smart, you can get screwed over. And the first game is the same way in that regard. That was close. We're gonna go ahead and just run into this. Yeah, I do, Jeff, actually. I had that on 32X CD. Pretty crappy game, but for some reason I still played it. I spent so much time in my high school years playing really awful games. Because while the game was terrible, the concept was still really cool. You know, the full motion video and having 2D characters like layered on top. Full motion video was really novel to me for several years, actually. Probably a good, like, 5-year stretch. I actually really liked full motion video games. Even though they were garbage. Hot, steaming garbage. Alright, we're gonna try this guy. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Definitely didn't work out too well. Ugh. You always try to see the good in bad games. It's nice using this guy as a shield. Okay, so it looks like these both just come up once each. You gotta watch out for the fireballs that come up, because sometimes they can come up like twice in a row, like that one right there. Actually, this one just keeps coming up. Ooh, that was close. Almost took a hit. Nice, we got it. See, look at this. This is just ridiculous. He keeps just, like, beating around the bush on his way to the final boss. And that's one of the things I really detest in this Adventure Island. Is you spend, like, an hour to an hour and a half getting through the game, and then the last part is... the last island is just a crapshoot. Like, sometimes you can just rush straight to the final boss. Other times, like this, you spend a half an hour, seemingly anyway, like, going to every part of the island other than where the final boss is. It's really frustrating. I'm really glad that Adventure Island 3 doesn't do that. Like, at this point, I'm tired and worn out. Like, I don't really want to be playing this game anymore. And yet, they just make me run to every other part of the island. It's just really frustrating. It would be nice if there was, like, a marker on the eggs that told you which way you were going. Because then it wouldn't be a big deal. I could pick the egg that would put me closer to the boss, and not farther away from the boss. But it doesn't work out like that. So this is the final level, and I haven't been here in ages, so I don't even remember, like, the patterns to this level. So let's just hope for the best. And we're gonna actually have to lose this guy, by the way. Just like that. It is Dark Mew, definitely. Yeah, and I forgot, we have to actually kind of rush through this part because there are no fruits. But there is milk. And we just missed it, so we're gonna die. Yes, there are, Nate. Yeah. See, there we go. You have to get that milk. It's really aggravating. Hey, extra life. Alright, let's see how we can do on this final boss. Now, if we lose here, the final boss goes somewhere else on the map. Alright, now there's going to be a second form. We're just gonna play it safe. That's right, the alien boss is part 3. I was expecting the alien. Oh my... God damn it, man. Well, at least he didn't go away. During my Let's Play, I'm pretty sure he went away. We had to chase him around this stupid island. It was really frustrating. Actually, I think on my Let's Play I also had to continue. Alright, so we're gonna have to lose this guy, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a really awful mistake on my part. So close to a 1 credit clear on this, though. Yeah, and this stage is really tough without a hammer, by the way. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the dino's like, I'm just chilling. Yeah, he did just move around. Ugh. Yeah, I didn't even see him move. He kind of blended in with the background of the island. Yeah, this is exactly what happened on my Let's Play, except I also got a game over, and I think I had to do the whole island over again. Yeah, so if you get a game over in this, you have to do the whole island again, which is really frustrating. So if we get a game over, I'm just going to quit, and then we're going to play Adventure Island 3, because we're already 3 hours in, and Adventure Island 3 is going to take at least an hour to an hour and a half as well. There we go. No, where are you going? Why are you doing this? This is what really pisses me off about this game, man. Up to this point, I really enjoy it, and then you just... stupid stuff like this happens for no reason. It's just padding. It's complete unnecessary padding. And keep in mind, there are no passwords in this game, so, you know, you have to beat this game in one sitting. So it's just really annoying how one playthrough can take you like an hour, then another playthrough can take you like an hour and a half or more. Depending. The exact same thing happened in my Let's Play. I got really flustered because this happened there. Look, there he goes. Where are you going, you idiot? You fat idiot. What are you doing? And all because I just made one really dumb mistake on that final boss. It was a really dumb mistake. Thank you! God damn! Why didn't you just do that the first time? I guess the benefit is we don't have to play the final level again. So that is a benefit. Hey, it's the first fish we saw in the entire playthrough. It's probably gonna be another one. Hey, bonus stage, that's good. Yeah, he really is in Crit the Printer. He's like, where's the alcohol? Where's the spiked coconut juice? I'm gonna kind of laugh going through all of this and we still get a 1 credit clear. Because I had to go through this on my my Let's Play and we didn't get a 1 credit clear. Oh, Higgins. You do know you can't swim, Higgins. Why did you jump into the water? Yeah, we missed the hammer. Alright, I'm just gonna get this guy. We just answered your question, Carlos. It ate my inputs. I pressed the A button, he didn't jump. That also happens in this game. It hadn't happened yet up to this point. I was taking it really safe. Oh, this could be really bad, actually, because I don't have a weapon now. Alright, well, we're not beating Adventure Island 2 because I am not playing through that whole island again. So... But alright, now you can see how frustrating Part 2 can be. So, screw that game. We're gonna play the better Adventure Island 3. Like I told you guys, you know, we might not actually get through some of these, depending on what happens, and I am not playing through that whole island again. Because that also means that we have to play the final stage again. Touch the tail of a fish, die instantly. It's amazing. It's amazing how that works out. Not only is Master Higgins a drunk buffoon, he also dies when he just looks at something. Alright. So, you know, Adventure Island 3 has some new music and stuff like that. I think it's got better visuals, just slightly. And I really like about Part 3 how it is, it's the same thing every time you play it. Kind of like the first Adventure Island. There are 2 alternate paths. That's it. You know, so none of this, like, running around crap that you've got to deal with in Adventure Island 2. I used to think that Adventure Island 3 was the worst of the bunch, but as an adult going back to them, I see that Adventure Island 3 is actually the best. Plus it's got these nifty surfboard stages, which really take a while to get used to that. Oh yeah, that's right. You get crystals in this game, which basically act as like a, you know, they absorb 1 hit. So you can stack those on top of dinos. You can end up taking 2 hits before you die. So the game is a little more lenient in that regard as well. The skateboard feels better in this game too. That's right, no reason. It does say attempted playthrough, but that was a really smooth run though on Adventure Island 2 up to a certain point. I was actually expecting to 1cc it based on the beginning. All right, so here's your boomerang, Carlos. So you also have the boomerang in this game, which can be pretty handy. I only vacation on Adventure Island. So just like Adventure Island 2, we're gonna bank our power-ups for a good portion of the playthrough. I'm a little disappointed the fairy doesn't animate in this game. Nice. So we also got this little guy right here. He's really awesome in this game. He basically rolls into enemies. And we missed that egg. Yeah, this is actually probably the best dino in this game. Because he's fast, and if anything touches you, just roll. Looks like we have a water level. And it's this guy again. So kind of like I said, unlike Adventure Island 2, when you touch the bubbles in this game with this dino, you actually get some points for it. The scoring system's very similar to Adventure Island 2, but it's been modified a little bit. You still get extra lives, I think, every 20,000 points. Yep, see, there's an extra life. Oops! Oh, that was sloppy. And the pigs have sunglasses now. I like that. You know, I going from one game to the next, I'm noticing that a lot of the enemies animate better in this game too. Like, the squids have more detail to them when they're popping up and down. That's nice. That's one of my complaints with Adventure Island 2 and going to it straight from Part 1. Is that some things are animated better in the first game, which doesn't really make any sense. Looks like there's a greater variety of enemies in this game too. They're throwing more patterns my way. We've had to deal with pigs, swordfish, crabs, and thunderclouds. Hey, see ya, Drilly. Hey, see ya, Andy. I am the keeper of the 3 eggs. Choose one. This is a hard choice. They all look the same. We got a fruit. Not a very useful egg. It's like, thanks for wasting my time. Jeez. There we go. We got this little guy again. Although this guy is not very good for this boss fight. Oops. We didn't need him anyway. Nice. Okay. 1 island down. Not too bad. 7 more to go. Good time to get this guy. Man, I can't believe we didn't finish Adventure Island 2 on a 1cc. We had it, too. We were at the final boss. The final boss is so easy in that game. That is my fault. I deserve it. I totally deserve it. So this is a new power-up as well. It basically stops everything in its tracks. So a lot of times in Adventure Islands 2 and 3, birds will drop power-ups. Huh, that was weird. I attacked. It's actually really a shame I'm losing those green dinos, because they're really good in this game. See, I'm just banking my weapons. Whoa, there, penguin. Whoa, ice physics. Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 2 did. Would you like to skip the boss on this stage? Yes, we will. On my Let's Play, I ended up going through every single level, so when I got this option, I skipped it. But on this this stream, we're gonna go ahead and take it. Hey Harold, how are you doing, man? Good morning. Wow, that frog looks sick. It's a sick frog. Hope you feel better, buddy. The slugs in this game look like they're ticked off. You know, I'd probably look ticked off too if I was a slug. Just being stuck on the ground all the time, moving really slowly. That's right, I just realized there's a fruit counter as well on the top right. So I think if you get a certain amount of fruits, you get an extra life. So that's nice too. That's a nice addition. Alright, so you get a little bit of a different background in this bonus stage, which is nice. These springs actually feel a little bit better than in part 2. They still don't feel as good as they do in part 1, but they're definitely an improvement over part 2. Yeah, it's like I loved part 2 when I was a kid, but man, it just hasn't aged as well as parts 1 and 3. Okay, so on these waterfall stages, you typically have the option to get a secret exit. Oh yeah, I forgot that Master Higgins can duck in this game. I always forget about that. Oh, we just missed it. That was the key. Oh well. Yeah, Harold, these games were awesome back in the day. They definitely would have been good weekend rentals, for sure. Yeah, Master Higgins actually swims... I feel like he swims a little bit faster in this as well than he does in part 2. Alright, there we go. No power-ups in that stage. I'm surprised. We'll try this without power-ups. You know, I forgot already that we skipped that whole island. So we're actually farther into the game than I anticipated. Yeah, this game has a better variety of backgrounds too. Notice how it's nighttime now. Alright, so boss time. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of this guy, and let's go hammer only and see what happens. So if you look at like the fire in the background and the waterfalls, you know, they look nice and chunky with the big pixels. It's something you don't see in Adventure Island 2, so you know, the visuals have definitely been polished up a little bit in this game. I think the edges of the objects are more defined as well, which is nice. That's not good. We lost that power up. That was a dino. Alright, boss time. Well, it is Adventure Island after all. True. Alright, we're gonna actually just come over here. This guy basically does this attack. Look at Master Higgins sweating. Wow, none of those hit him. Really? Ah. Thank you. Alright. Good stuff. You know, after that part 2 debacle, I definitely feel a lot better playing this game. Alright, let's go ahead and use a hammer. Probably don't want the skateboard here. Thanks for the GG, Dark Mew. I had a feeling I was gonna be an eggplant. Nice. Got another dino. Ow. And the dino's dead. And the Famicom controllers still appear in this game. I'm surprised they didn't go in and change them to NES controllers. You can probably see why this dino is so good. You can really just wait for enemies to run into you, and then just attack. And you're guaranteed to kill them. Oops. Or you could just be like me and, you know, be an idiot. And this time your attack. Looks like we need one more fruit for an extra life. And we get the pyramid level. Let's go ahead and select this guy again. So these pyramid levels usually have some secrets to them. That was a bad place for that flower to appear. I can't even get it. Wow, I did it again. A lot of times, yeah, you can jump up here. You can also use the boomerang upwards. You guys with all the emotes. It's hilarious. Nice. I don't think that dinosaur wears sunglasses. NES hip hop? I thought Mario 3 did that though. Nice, got a hammer. See, that platform right there is really tough to deal with normally. You have to know that it's gonna fall like that, and that the first two platforms before it fall guaranteed. It's one of those memorization sections. The animal companions remind you of Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Absolutely. Okay, so the bottom egg actually was an eggplant, but since we hit the correct egg, it gave me a fairy. And the eggplant turned into a flower. Okay, we're gonna have to take the bottom route. I thought there was... Ooh, that was not good. Okay, I actually really don't want that. Oh, I thought that if I just hit him again, he would just stay shut. Well, that was crap. Yeah, so the boomerang is great against, you know, these shelled guys and the rocks. And of course, right as I say that, I grab a hammer. Yeah, if I see a weapon like that, though, I definitely like to pick it up. Even if it's not as beneficial in that stage, because it banks the old weapon. It's really cool how when you get that stopwatch, you're basically impervious to all the enemies. You just walk right on top of them. Hey, see ya, Kenny. Ugh. Man, we've been at this for 3.5 hours now. But yeah, really good turnout tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you have enjoyed the Adventure Island, despite my suckage. And I will definitely be doing more Adventure Island in the future. I still need to do a Let's Play of the PS2 Adventure Island. And then I'd like to eventually do Part 4 on the Famicom, and then Super Adventure Island 2 on the Super Nintendo. So it's just a matter of time before I do all those games. Nice, got some meat. So if I really wanted to, I could just walk in the lava with this guy. That was actually a bad idea. I didn't want to get this. Ooh, that actually put me at risk. Yeah, by the way, this is probably the point in the game where things start to get more difficult. I do think Adventure Island 3 can get more difficult than Part 2 earlier. Or it can get up to like the same difficulty as Part 2, but earlier in the game. If only Adventure Island 2 behaved itself. Yeah, well, the thing about Part 4, Nate, is that it's not like the others. It's a non-linear, like, action-adventure kind of game, you know? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use, we're gonna go ahead and use the crystal. But yeah, I'm pretty much obligated to play Part 4 eventually, and Super Adventure Island 2, because I've done almost all the others in the series. I just have to do the PS2 one. I do have to do the Wii version, which is kind of like loosely based on the PS2 one, but it's not as good. Yeah, I've already done the Game Boy ones. Nice. Yeah, there's a PS2 one in Japan. It's also in the GameCube in Japan. I think they only came out in Japan. Well, Japan and other Asian regions like Korea. I actually have the South Korean version of it. It's got better box art than the Japanese one. It's pretty funny. Yeah, the PS2 one's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. It also saves your progress, and it also tracks how many fruits you get on each level, so you can try to 100% every level. So that's really neat. So you've got a lot of falling bones here as well. You've got to watch out for those. Definitely the most dangerous part of this stage. Yeah, if I had my webcam on, I'd show it to you guys right now. I'd pull the box out and show it to you. I missed a hidden egg. Yeah, so you can destroy the ice picks in this one. Yeah, this game is... It's mechanically a better game than Adventure Island 2, I feel. And when I was a kid, I didn't notice these changes. But going back to it as an adult, I see how much more refined Part 3 is over Part 2. Hey, no problems, Hernando. Hey, thanks for hanging out and thanks for watching. That's right, the penguins are actually trickier to deal with in this one. I don't remember if I get a weapon here or not. Nice. Bonus stage. Yes, I will. Thank you. Man, we're just like ripping through this game. We've skipped 2 islands. We have this one and the next one to go, and that's it. That's funny, man. That's funny. See, sometimes you can actually go into those black areas. I'm pretty sure it's... Yeah, this one. Okay, and so if we choose skip, we can actually take an alternate route. Let's take the alternate route, because I don't think I did that in my Let's Play. Where's the fruit? Thank you. That was crazy. We almost ran out of fruit. Even with the dino. The thing about choosing the dinos in these games is that it halves your health. So you start with half the time. So it's kind of dangerous too to use the dinos. Sometimes it's better to start without them. Hi, Eggplant. Why do you hate me, Eggplant? I don't hate you. Whoa. I do like that the fruits actually stay out a little bit longer than the other games. Like, it's really pushing me forward. Like, look at how little time I have at the end of each stage. I wonder if the alternate route is a shorter route to the boss. I don't think it is, but I don't know. I was just kind of curious. Let's go ahead and use... Actually, let's not use that. I want to say a hammer is probably better on this, and I want to try to do it with no dino. Yeah, you gotta deal with these clouds, which are kind of a pain. Maybe I should use a boomerang. We'll go ahead and use the crystal too. Great thing about the boomerang is you can shoot vertically. You've got falling clouds as well. You can tell they're a falling cloud if they're a little bit farther down than the other one. That's a really tight jump. Nice. Yeah, I haven't gotten a single pterodactyl yet. I'm really surprised. Nice. We're in the final world already. I think we've only been playing this for like 30 or 40 minutes. Those level skips really helped us out. Yeah, look at like the fireballs in this. They're a lot more detailed. They actually animate. They're bigger. The volcano areas definitely feel a little more ominous in this game too. It's darker, they're more detailed. They're looming above you. You know, Adventure Island 3 might actually be easier than Part 2. Hey Chris, well welcome to the channel. Oh, that's horrible. I lost the dino right away. Alright, I'm gonna actually skip that. You know, I don't think I've gotten any extra lives from destroying boulders in this game. And we're totally dead. Wow. Way too slow. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna end up dying again. Really? So the little red guy can walk in fire, but he can't touch fire. I'm still learning new things about this game. Nice. Oh, look where the controller appeared. He can't even get it. Come on. Man, I hate it when the game does that. Input lag or something? No, no input lag. No. Alright. So there should be some water here we can just swim in. Usually, if you see a route that has water on the bottom, you're better off taking the water route. It's a lot safer. There's more fruit and things like that in the water area. You know, it actually kind of looks like this guy is wearing sunglasses, but he's not. He just looks kind of derpy, that's all. Hey, hey. Very nice. Alright, I guess we're gonna do the skip too. That's a tight jump. Wow. We ran out of fruit. That's crazy. Yeah, so these later levels, you really have to be fast. Oh, geez, this is the opposite of fast. Yeah, you got those ghosts as well, and they're definitely pretty annoying. Alright, there we go. Whew. And Phil likes this soundtrack. Hey, where are you going, Higgins? The boss is the other way. I need a margarita. Margarita Higgins. Oh, and Higgins can't swim. So I'm trying to go really fast because, you know, they're really strapping me for fruits now. Generally, you can play these games relatively slow. But this is definitely one thing I remembered about parts 2 and 3, is towards the end of the game, they really strap you for fruit. Oh, great. That was a waste of time. Wow, another one. Again? Seriously? Wow, that was close too. He can swim, just not in water. I know, Phil, it's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? Lives on an island. Can't swim. Oh, God, it was so close. I thought I was dead on those jumps. I'm still trying to really push forward because of this whole time thing. It's okay, we still have a bunch of lives. And milk next to volcanoes. Must be pretty warm milk. Not a fan of warm milk myself. I don't know about you guys. You guys like warm milk? Apparently Master Higgins does. Alright, we should be able to take our time a little bit better now since we have full health. Oh, that's right, this is the final boss. Crestline likes his milk warm. Interesting. So you have to hit the correct one. And I guess we at least got one credit clear tonight. One credit clear. Oh, so there you have it, guys. Adventure Island 3. Technically parts 1, 2, and 3. But this was the only one credit clear we did tonight. Yeah, that was a lot more enjoyable than part 2. Part 2 really frustrated me. And for those of you guys just joining us, I got pretty flustered with part 2, so... GG. Thanks, guys. Program janky. Janky is how I would describe Adventure Island 2. I mean, I can't be that hard on Adventure Island 2. It's not that bad. It's just not as good as Part 3. You know, Part 3 is, like I said, more refined. I mean, it looks more polished. It has better visuals here and there. I think the difficulty curve's better in Part 3. And none of that randomized like level progression crap. Hey, no problem, Encrypted Printer. Thanks for hanging out. So, we've got about 8 minutes left before we hit the 4-hour mark, and if I can get this stream done before the 4-hour mark, then it should be up pretty quickly for the archive. If it's longer than 4 hours, it takes like all day to process. So, I can hang out for a couple more minutes, guys, and answer any last-minute questions or reference any last-minute comments you guys might have. And I just realized now, and I hate it when I do this, is that the chat was slightly off screen that whole time. Actually, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, it's normal. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get the pterodactyl. That was really surprising to me, actually. It seems like like the dino appearances are almost kind of random. Like the eggs are always in the same spot, but the actual dinos that appear seem to be random. Hey, thanks, Dark Mew. Hey, Meatpill, you were lurking that whole time? Yeah, I am going to go to Twitch in a little bit. Harold, if you're out there, I did purchase a case of Steel Reserve. So thank you for your Steel Reserve patronage last week. So I think we should probably crack that open. But yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to go get some food. I'm pretty hungry now. I guess it's been about, oh boy, it's been about 5 or 6 hours since I last ate. So time to get some food in my stomach. What game will I play next on the next live stream? I do not know, Crestline. I do not know. I sort of decided on the first 3 Adventure Islands earlier this week. So, you know, a lot of times my streams, they're not planned out. Or if they are, they're only planned out a couple days in advance. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. Leo, we will do NES games on Twitch. And kind of like with the Super Nintendo, if you hang out there, if you guys send me recommendations, we'll just bounce around from random game to random game. That was fun a couple weeks ago. Indie Heat on the NES is a good version. Yeah, I probably have it on my flash card, so we'll have to try that. I really liked the Genesis version that you recommended, so that was really cool. Oh, man. So, alrighty, guys. Well, I guess that's pretty much going to do it for us. I don't really see anything else popping up in chat. So, I guess I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Again, fantastic turnout tonight. I mean, we've had like over 40 viewers for like the last 4 hours. That's pretty crazy. Usually we have a little bit lower. We always have good viewership here, but usually it's a little bit lower than that. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Do Keith Courage? I will not. I did a TurboGrafx stream a couple months ago, and I did play Keith Courage on it. That's probably about as deep as I'll ever get into Keith Courage, because it's kind of... I don't want to say it's painful to play, but it is kind of dull, you know. I got like 3 or 4 levels in, I think, so... Am I more familiar with Quake or Doom? Crestline, I'd put them on the same level. It's about the same. Although when it comes to multiplayer, I was more familiar with Quake, but single player, they're about even. Adventure Island pulls the people in. And Solid Nate, thanks for the motivation to do this. So, and I don't know if you've ever seen full playthroughs of these, Nate, but now you have if you haven't. So, hey, thanks, Carlos. Yeah, I will say the intro song on Keith Courage is pretty cool. So we're gonna flash by the Patreon backers as always, which we always do at the end of the stream. So thank you guys for your continued patronage. And then same with the recent live stream super chatters. And thank you folks for your direct patronage on my live streams. Trust me, it's really appreciated when that check comes from Google each month. You know, it's a good time. I'm still pretty tight financially speaking, very tight financially speaking. So every little bit helps, guys, and it helps keep me going at what I'm doing here. So thank you for so much for your generosity. I hope you guys continue to find value in my Let's Plays and live streams and so forth. Hope you guys continue to enjoy them. And once again, I also appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. So. But that's pretty much going to do it. I might see some of you guys over on Twitch. I'm going to go out and get some food. I'll probably be on in the next 30 to 60 minutes. And, yeah, we might even do another surprise stream sometime soon. PlayStation Palm wants me to play, and Solid Nate actually, wants me to play Kingsfield, the Ancient City on PS2. So we might end up doing some surprise streams to basically do a blind playthrough of that on YouTube. So... just a heads up on that, in case you're interested in that. If that happens, it'll probably be on some random Friday or Saturday night. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But alrighty, guys, take care. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take it easy.